This past week, I had a really interesting experience that I want to share with you. I was visiting a friend who works for the Episcopal or Anglican Cathedral in Seattle, and they have a tradition of Compline. Compline comes from the monastic tradition, where in the rule of St. Benedict, there are different prayer times set throughout the day. Compline is the last prayer. It's said just before you go to bed. At St. Mark's in Seattle on Sunday nights, the choir sings the Compline prayers. It's a lot of chanting and classical styles of sacred music. There's no sermon or responsive bits in worship, just the choir singing the prayers. It starts at 9:30 p.m., which I think, as a night owl myself, is the perfect time to worship. The most fascinating bit about this, and the part that I think might be unique to St. Mark's, is that people are invited to bring blankets and pillows, and they lay on the floor to listen. You would be shocked at how popular this is. The sanctuary was almost full. Folks laying in aisles, in the pews, all around the altar, everywhere. And they kept filing in, even up to the last song. There were university students and seniors, families with kids, and folks like my friend and I. Were they coming to worship? Was this just a concert to them? Did anyone understand the words that were being sung? I don't know. And it didn't seem to matter. People were in the sanctuary, some of them in their pajamas. They made the space comfortable for them, and in their own unique ways, experienced a bit of transcendence. Here's a clip about it, edited by my friend Michael.
The atmosphere of the congregation at Compline is so special and so unique. And it has to do with the kids who lie on the floor, of course, but it has to do with the fact that there's also old people in the pews, and there's also, St. Mark's people who've been coming here for 40 years, and there's also, out-of-town visitors who are just trying to figure out what's going on. Like it's an electric atmosphere. As an attendee, if you want to experience Compline as a 30-minute recital of good choral music, you're allowed to do that. And if you want to experience it as a prayer service, as a Christian prayer service, you are absolutely welcome to do that. And if you want to experience it as a sort of Renaissance fair, pretend, watch the monks, also an option open to you.
Compline at St. Mark's is a gathering of people of all beliefs or no belief at all by night when it's dark here in this space. And when it's dark and in this particular space, there's sort of a psychological space that opens up for each individual. And for each individual, it's different. And we just gather together to offer the final prayer service of the day here from the religious standpoint of those in the choir. It's the last monastic office, the last prayer service of the day. For those who come to listen to it, it is a hinge point in the week, a closing off of what has been, and then an opening up of the week to be. So that is, in a nutshell, beautiful music in a beautiful space to sort of reset for the week to come.
Would this work for other churches in other places? I don't know. The context and skills of every church are so different. The point here is not to be copying someone else's program and assume that it would work just as good for you. What's notable about St. Mark's is that they were open to their context, to the needs of their community and the way that Seattleites expressed their spirituality. Can you imagine the reaction when the first hippies sat on the floor in their sanctuary? I imagine it caused a stir and a decision was made. Do we tell these people to sit up straight? Or do we let them respond as the Spirit moves them? It takes a willingness to experiment, to be open to trying new things, to changing the rules if need be. If anything, That's what I take away from my experiences of Compline. I hope I get to go see it again someday, but more importantly, I hope I'm a little more open to the spirit the next time someone does something strange, like sitting on the floor in church. Amen.